Every man thinks he'll catch a cheating woman by looking at her phone, scrolling through her texts, checking her social media, or watching who's calling late at night. But here's the truth. If she's really cheating, her phone will never tell you the full story. Women are better at hiding evidence than most men realize. They delete, they cover, they explain away what you find. But there's one thing she can't hide: her emotions. Because no matter how carefully she plays the game, a woman's emotional patterns always give her away. Her heart betrays her long before her phone ever will. And that's the part most men completely miss. Today, I'm going to expose the 3 hidden emotional habits that reveal when a woman is cheating. These aren't surface-level guesses. These are psychologically proven patterns that every woman falls into when she's juggling loyalty, and why emotional habits reveal the truth betrayal. And once you know them, you'll never look at her behavior the same way again. And let me warn you, the 3rd sign is the deadliest one. Because when a woman cheats, it's not just her body that betrays you, it's her emotions. And unlike body language, which she can fake for a moment, emotional habits always bleed through. So stay locked in, because what I'm about to share could save you months, even years, of wasted energy on a woman who's already checked out. Sign 1: sudden irritation over small things. Let's start with one of the clearest emotional habits: irritation over the little things that never used to bother her. A loyal woman who loves you has patience. She knows you forget things sometimes. She knows you have your quirks. Maybe you leave socks on the floor. Maybe you tell the same joke twice. Maybe you chew a little too loud. Sure, she might roll her eyes or tease you, but she lets it go. Why? Because her heart is still at peace with you. Love covers small flaws. But a cheating woman, she doesn't let it go. She blows everything up. Suddenly, your laugh annoys her. Your cologne is too strong. The way you breathe, the way you walk, the way you do absolutely nothing wrong, it all becomes a problem. She starts snapping at you for things that never mattered before. Here's the psychology behind it. Guilt needs an outlet. Deep down, she knows she's betraying you. That guilt builds pressure inside of her. Instead of admitting it, she projects it onto you. Psychologists call this displacement. When someone takes first emotional habit, their inner conflict, and dumps it on a safer target. And in this case, the target is you. Let me paint the picture. A man once told me his girlfriend used to laugh when he forgot to take out the trash. She'd joke about it, call him forgetful, and they'd move on. But months later, when she started cheating, the trash became a war zone. Every little slip was a huge deal. She'd blow up, storm off, and act like it was proof he didn't care about her. But the truth, she was carrying guilt, and the trash had nothing to do with it. Here's the twist most men miss. The more you try to fix it, the worse it gets. You think, if I just apologize, if I just do better, if I just stay calm, she'll stop being so angry. Wrong. Because the anger isn't about the dishes or the socks or the trash. It's about the storm inside her. And no matter what you do, you can't fix guilt that doesn't belong to you. So, pay attention. If she suddenly finds fault with everything you do, if tiny habits suddenly spark outsized reactions, don't brush it off as stress or mood swings. It could be her guilt leaking out one snap at a time. Sign 2: emotional withdrawal from future talk. One of the most dangerous emotional shifts in a woman isn't in what she says, it's in what she stopped saying. Think back to when she was fully invested in you. She dreamed out loud. She planned with you. She talked about the next trip, the house she wanted to live in with you, even little details like what curtains would hang in the living room. Women bond through shared vision. It's how they tie their emotions to the future. When she's Alan, she can't help but build that future with you in her words. But here's the raw truth. When a woman cheats, that future talk dies. Suddenly, she doesn't know if she's free next summer. She shrugs when you ask about an anniversary trip. She avoids making concrete plans and uses vague words like maybe or we'll see. Why? Because deep inside, she's planting her emotions somewhere else. And here's second emotional habit: the psychology. The female brain struggles to build 2 futures at once. If she's emotionally investing in another man, her subconscious forces her to pull energy away from you. This is called the withdrawal phase. Psychologists know it well. It's when someone begins detaching from their current bond in order to redirect energy into a new one. Think of it like watering two plants with one cup. The moment she starts pouring into another relationship, your plant begins to dry up. Let me give you an example. A man once told me his girlfriend used to talk for hours about their dream wedding. She had everything planned in her head, the flowers, the location, even their first dance song. But then almost overnight, those conversations disappeared. At first, he thought it was just stress, but when he brought up the topic, she would brush it off. Let's not rush. We'll see. What he didn't realize was that she was already emotionally tied to someone else. Her future building with him had died because she was secretly building it somewhere else. And here's where most men make a fatal mistake. They think silence means peace. They think, finally, she stopped nagging me about marriage trips and commitment. She must be happy now. No, that silence isn't peace. It's disconnection. A woman who still cares will argue, she'll push, she'll fight for the relationship. A woman who no longer cares, she doesn't even waste the energy to fight. So ask yourself, is she still dreaming with you, or has she gone silent about the future? Does she still say we, or has it quietly shifted to me? Because that shift isn't random. It's her heart revealing where her loyalty and her love is actually going. The truth is, when a woman stops talking about the future, she's already living it with someone else in her mind. And by the time you notice it in her words, you're already standing on borrowed time. Sign 3, unexplained mood swings. Here's something most men don't realize. When a woman cheats, she's not just balancing two relationships. She's balancing two identities, one with you and one with him. And no matter how carefully she tries to hide it, that double life creates emotional turbulence she can't fully control. This is why her mood suddenly shifts in ways that don't make sense. One day she's glowing, extra affectionate, laughing at all your jokes, maybe even cooking her favorite meal out of nowhere. You start thinking, wow, maybe she's falling in love with me all over again. But then the next day she's cold, detached, snapping at you for small things, almost like she's two different women living in the same body. Why does this happen? Because emotions don't lie. Phones can be hidden. Lies can be rehearsed. Excuses can be crafted. But emotions always third emotional habit bleed through. And when a woman is cheating, those emotions swing like a pendulum, from guilt to excitement, from affection to distance. Think of it this way. When she comes back from spending time with another man, she's carrying that high. She feels desired, wanted, excited, and that energy spills over onto you. That's when she seems unusually sweet. But then comes the crash. The guilt sets in. The double life weighs heavy, and suddenly she can't stand to look you in the eyes. She avoids your touch. She gets distant. She lashes out, not because you did something wrong, but because she can't handle the storm inside her. I once spoke with a man who told me his girlfriend had started acting strange. Some days she was all over him, showering him with compliments, surprising him with gifts, treating him like a king. But other days she was ice cold. She'd roll her eyes, avoid conversation, and act annoyed by everything he did. At first, he thought maybe it was stress from work, but deep down, he knew no woman swings that hard unless she's living a double life. And sure enough, she was. Here's where most men mess up. They see these mood swings and blame themselves. They think, maybe I'm not giving her enough attention. Maybe I should buy her flowers, plan dates, do more. So, they bend over backward, trying to fix the problem. But it only gets worse. Why? Because the problem isn't you. The problem is her guilt. A loyal why. Here's the takeaway. Don't get fooled by the highs. When she's suddenly extra sweet, it might not mean she's falling deeper in love with you. It might mean she's overcompensating for what she's doing behind your back. And when the crash follows, when she gets cold and distant, don't blame yourself. See it for what it is, the emotional cost of betrayal leaking through the cracks, because at the end of the day, her emotions will always betray her truth. Gentlemen, let's bring this full circle. You've seen it now. The 3 emotional habits that most men miss. Sudden irritation over small things. Not because you changed, but because her guilt needs a target. Emotional withdrawal from future. What to do if you discover betrayal talk. The dreams she once shared with you quietly disappear. Unexplained mood swings. Sweetness one day, coldness the next? Next, because secrets create storms inside her. These aren't random behaviors, they're patterns. And once you recognize them, you'll never look at her actions the same way again. But let me leave you with this. Don't take this knowledge and turn it into paranoia. This isn't about accusing every woman or living in constant suspicion. It's about awareness. A wise man doesn't chase, beg, or spy. He observes, he notices, he trusts what the evidence tells him, and then he makes strong decisions. If you see these signs consistently, don't ignore them. Don't gaslight yourself into believing she's just stressed when final thoughts and motivation your gut is screaming something else. Respect yourself enough to face the truth, even when it hurts. And here's my kind advice to you. Don't let her behavior make you bitter. If you catch betrayal, walk away with dignity. Protect your peace. Protect your self-respect. And remember, losing a woman who cheats isn't a loss, it's a release. Gentlemen, your energy is precious. Don't waste it on confusion. Spend it where it's valued. If this video opened your eyes, hit subscribe right now. Share this with a brother who might need to hear it. And in the comments, let me know. Have you ever caught these signs before it was too late? Because the more men share their stories, the more men wake up. Music.